China, baby. Not Norwegian. Not ISSN. Finally, the dog has come back to Oslo, Norway. Which means, finally, the dog has come back to Bayesian bodybuilding. Which means, finally, Menno Henselmans will feel the pain. Your very own Bayesian theorem. It's not the Bayes theorem, Menno. The Bayesian theorem. Feel it, buddy. Feel the pain. Look at my microphone. Look at my microphone. We're 7 up, baby. We're 7 up. And why do I say we? Why do I say we? Because Bane didn't come alone, man. And chill, dude. There ain't no Miranda Tate. There ain't no Miranda Tate, Bayesian man. Listen, Bayesian man. There ain't no Miranda Tate for you. There ain't no Miranda Tate for you. Because this Bane, who truly understands the Bayes theorem, a true Bayesian, a true statistic, not an outlier, or maybe I am. You guys tell me. Why are we 7 up? Who are we? Why are we 7 up? And who the hell are we? I'm Bane from Bayesian bodybuilding himself. And let me introduce you to a true American gangster. A true American gangster. The Godfather himself. My consultant. Because when I was reading your stupid article, the 7 principles or 7 disciples or 7 gospels of exercise selection, I thought I was stupid. I really thought I was stupid. I was like, wait a second. How can it be that someone like Menno Henselmans, Mr. Bayesian bodybuilding, Mr. evidence-based statistician, Mr. Bayes theorem himself, am I like actually saying what I'm saying? Because you guys know when I wear my goggles, okay, I see langurs. For our American friends, I see monkeys, man, with these goggles. These are monkey detection goggles. That's why I wear them. I don't see no monkeys here. I see smart people joining us. I see smart people joining us for this trilogy, the final chapter of this trilogy. So I was second guessing myself, man, because as confident as I am, I will look you in the eye and say that. Make eye contact, Menno. Make eye contact. You write authoritatively, claim to be an authority, but you don't make eye contact when you are speaking, sir. You're invited, by the way, Menno. Anytime you want, butt in, dude. Like, just butt in. Please, do that. Feel free. Okay, no problem. If Menno and Henselmans wants to join, okay, I don't know where you are, buddy. Oslo, Norway, Brooklyn, New York. Yo, gangsters from Brooklyn, New York, Nate Diaz City. Feel free to butt in. But coming back to business, when I was reading Menno's article and I saw that every sentence he made was either a blunder or a contradiction, or whenever he said wrong, that sentence was actually correct. I was like, wait a second. Either Menno is super confused or I am stupid. I started feeling a little insecure. Hey, even Bain has feelings, right? Bain has feelings too. I started feeling a little insecure. So, I reached out to a true American gangster, the Godfather himself, and I made him an offer he just couldn't refuse. It was too tempting, wasn't it, Mr. Geoffrey Futch? Wasn't it, Mr. Geoffrey Futch? India, I give to you Mr. Geoffrey Futch! Let's go, sir! Let's go! Geoff Futch, OP, let's go! Woo! Woo! The logs are flying today. Those logs are flying. Woohoo! American gangster, the real Godfather, my Godfather. When I feel insecure, I call Geoff Futch. And like I said, dude, I was feeling stupid reading his article. I wasn't sure. I was second guessing myself. I was like, is this really happening? Is this article is he truly blundering every sentence? Is he contradicting himself from one one gospel to another? So I had to reach out, man. And I know this is a gigantic waste of time for someone of Geoff Futch's caliber. This is child's play for Geoff, okay? Now it ended up becoming child's play for me because I have Geoff in my corner, okay? But this is child's play for him, and it's truly a waste of time. So we need to keep, firstly, guys, respect in the comments. Geoff Futch OP. Geoff Futch OP. And sir, sorry for yesterday. I owe you an apology. Chinese, baby.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And I'm gonna remember, every time if we do this again, I'll always remind you, hey, check your battery.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to keep doing, okay? And
yeah,
I'll tell you something, okay? This is so stupid, okay? After you took off, I started getting greedy, okay? After that, Alex, we had a cameo. I got greedy. And I was like, hey, I've got the Dark Knight Rises, right? On TV. So I was like, let's find the climb. Because we need to find the climb. And in the process of finding the climb, I have 5% battery. I'm like, it'll probably take me 2 minutes to find the climb. So we might sink to 3. That's it, right? Like, wait a sec. 5 minus 2 is 3. Yes, Bayesian, baby. So,
brilliant.
Hell yeah. So, and my stupid ass took 5 minutes to do that, man. I fooled around. I was like, oh, look at that. Look at that scene. Look at that scene. Oh, and boom. And then I tried everything, man. I tried everything. I contacted Instagram. #Instagram, add Instagram, please. Because we wasted your time yesterday and we are back to waste your time again today, man. I'm sorry. Sorry,
hey,
Geoff.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I just hope I don't seem too tired, and hopefully I'm still coherent.
That's okay, man. We don't need you to be at your best. Please don't caffeine. Please, I haven't taken my caffeine yet, by the way. I need to pop one of these.
I took about as much as I can. I think if I do any more, my heart will just explode out of my chest. So.
Yeah, mine too, by the way.
Yeah.
But you just can't get enough of that good stuff. So before we begin, some of you remember Sir Geoffrey Futch from last night. I'd like to introduce him again. Geoffrey Futch. He's my teacher, my consultant. My Godfather, like that's who he truly is, because when I feel insecure, I reach out to him. I'm like, yeah, I'm not feeling too good about this. Okay. And that's what I honestly reached out to him for. I was like, I don't feel too good about this. I feel like I may be blundering this somewhere, because this guy seems like he is an authority. Okay, I may be making a mistake. Maybe my confident ass is getting arrogant. So like, see, I lay the bamboo stick to everyone. Hello, Geoff Futch. He takes out the humorous, man. He'll rip off my humorous and he'll give it to me. And
Got it right here.
yeah, so see, okay, he knows judo, but he pulls out the drums, man. He pulls out the humorous, and then if I really get naughty, and if I really don't stop speaking right now and let him speak, he'll pull out a femur, man. He'll whack me, and we all need that, okay? We all of us evidence-based folk need that. We need our evidence-based friends to give us the humorous, to give us the femur, and to give us the bamboo stick, because that's how we learn. That's how we learn. We don't learn by being right.
Yeah.
We learn by being wrong. And I've been wrong, man. And I've been wrong, and Sir Geoffrey Futch has taught me a lot about being wrong. It's fun being wrong, man. So that's why I challenge people to debates. Like, whoop my ass, dude. Come on. So anyway, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to go grab a book, and I'm going to let Sir Geoffrey Futch take over. Sir, please give us an introduction.
All right. So slightly different version of what I did last time. Basically, I'm an exercise scientist. I'm an educator, a consultant in this field. I try to help people out with a variety of subjects: biomechanics, exercise physiology. I help teaching some sports nutrition. I've done some basic statistics, logic, critical thinking, philosophy, thought process with personal training, and pretty much anything else that's connected to those subjects. I help people out with. And one of my big things is communication. Very careful communication, very careful evaluation of claims, which is one of the reasons why he contacted me regarding this article and regarding some other things that certain people have said, because I try to pay close attention to how we make claims in this field. So that's one of my big things.
And that's awesome, because from time to time I tend to get naughty, okay? I tend to set these little traps and lure people into debates. For example, how of you are familiar with my claim that the squat, bench press, and deadlift for most people's goals are terrible exercises? I still stand by that claim. I wholeheartedly stand by that claim. But if I'm not careful with who I piss off, someone might take issue with that, and someone might take me to school on that. Not the Godfather, he's on my side, right? So you're on my side. You never do that to me, right? Come on, man. Okay, but anyway, so what we'll do is, okay, let's just summarize, okay, how did we get here? So I've been coming on, we began Menno's class, and we broke down what? We broke down the limit factor, where Menno Henselmans made a somewhat decent start and a decent argument for isolation exercises. He kind of said that, okay, that muscle needs to be the limiting factor, because statistics and limits, you know, they kind of gel together nicely. And he made a great argument for isolation exercise. Like, okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, we found some logical errors there, but we were like, okay, fine, cool, okay, fine. And then point number two, gospel number two, he decides to contradict himself. He introduces us to a new term. I'm pretty sure it's a Bayesian term now, compoundedness. Okay, so he compounded his own theory and he twisted it. Okay, I don't know what compounding is. I thought compounding is like, you know, hypertrophy, man. But he did a full U-turn on his limit factor.
Or compounding interest. We can talk about that. Finances.
He's like, let's pay some back, man. He's like, come on. He wanted to lay. I sometimes feel like Bayesian bodybuilding and Menno Henselmans are like alter egos, and they keep going back and forth. Hey, Menno's got the limit factor. Bayesian bodybuilding comes back with the compound interest. So he completely contradicts himself in point number two. Then he starts pissing me off, okay? Because if you guys go back to my video where I touch on range of motion, I got pissed off when he started talking about range of motion, and he's like, you need to like touch the bar to your chest. That pissed me off, man, because that's malpractice. There you go, man. Tom Poe is OP. I have some thoughts about RPS, but he makes a really good point. Tom, generally RTS makes a good point that this is malpractice. You can't tell people, okay, hello, Menno, you make claims about anthropometry and body segments, right? That's one. Body segments are like one part of that anthropometry puzzle. But dude, if you understand body segments and you go about telling people that you need to touch the bar to your chest, there are degrees of malpractice, and not degrees, man. That's severe malpractice, and for some people, that's a death sentence to this guy over here. I know you like your humorous, man. I know you like that shoulder. What is it? Is it the shoulder of the dead? I'm like not entirely sure. What else? But yeah. So then, oh yeah, he's gone swinging. He's
Right.
gone swinging. Really?
Golf ball in a tee, right there. Barely sitting there.
Menno's like, okay, then he doesn't like all this. So he get up the Bayesian equator then. Okay, he doesn't like this. This is the Bayesian the Bayesian line. Don't cross this line. If you cross this line, there are problems with doing that. So we touched on that. So if you are playing golf, you better play golf here, okay? Because if you go there, or you go behind, or you start bowling, that's a problem. He hates these front raises, man. Okay?
I guess he's not a fan of softball.
Yeah, but the Bayesian girl is kind of okay. Like, this is okay. Because that's Bayesian. Okay, so you can take the Bayesian line and get it here. And then, I mean, only a true Bayesian can do that. Those are advanced principles, okay? Anyway,
okay.
We're touching on basics. So range of motion, then he goes to what? Tissue stress distribution, I believe. Okay, we found some logical problems, some empirical problems there, and some basics. See, we are not even, I don't even think we touched on empirical evidence much. It's pretty much just basic mechanics, man, which we touched on, which was problematic. And then this is what I made yesterday, okay? Some of you guys who are live, remember that I made this. I'm going to make it again. I'm going to make a better version this time of this guy right here. Touches on chains. We're going to start with chains. And then he touches on, what was principle number 5, I believe was what?
5 was dynamic movement, dynamic contraction.
Yeah. Dynamic contraction. So he's a fan of dynamic. He likes the concentrics and the eccentrics. I mean, isometrics, he's not a fan of those. So no yoga for Menno Henselmans. Point number 6, I believe we touch on today, strength and resistance curves. And point 7 is micro-loadability. But he kind of sneaked in another principle there, very sneakily. He wanted to keep it at 7 because 7 is a cool number. 8, no one searches for 8. People search for 7, right? 7 is a lucky number. But he threw in that an 8th principle where he speaks about chains. And this is a huge one, man. Because this honestly had me puzzled for a long, long time, because I'd go to gyms and we have K11 Fitness Academy trainers here, K11 trainers, who love talking about kinetic chains. Okay, screw the IPF. When we bench press with the butt off the bench. And that's cool, man. If that's how you want to bench press, that's something which comes naturally to you. But if that's not something which you want to do, and someone insists that you do it anyway, because it's going to complete a kinetic chain, it's going to ensure that when you initiate leg drive, somehow miraculously that leg drive is going to go straight up to the bar because you're completing that kinetic chain. I'm confused. So we are so confused. Can you please tell us what exactly is a kinetic chain? What is this? Open, closed, what is this?
All right. So in the fitness world, people use the term or the phrase kinetic chain to describe a bunch of segments that are connected and that are moving together a certain way. And so we have our first issue already, since kinetics really refers to forces. So we should be talking about force or torque, things like that. But people in the fitness world are really talking about kinematic chains. That is just how things are moving. So there's a little confusion over the terminology in this field. But regardless, what they're trying to describe is how a series of joints will affect each other. And, or at least that's, whether they know it or not, that's what these chains really are. So if you have a person on a bench press, they're sitting, they've got their feet on the ground, and maybe they, you can connect the dots. Foot, lower leg like the tibia, femur, pelvis, all the spinal segments.
So you can continue. You can continue. I'll just get the door.
Yeah, sure. All the spinal segments, shoulder girdle, wherever they're making contact, and of course all the stuff in the arms that are actually pushing the bar up. So you look at how all those segments are connected, and you look at how they move, and you can say something about how that system is supposed to move or how it is able to move. Now, people use closed chain and open chain as terms in the fitness world to try to describe certain types of exercises, but the problem is they are misusing these phrases. They are misusing these terms. Originally, open and closed chains came from a long, long time ago. There was a guy named Franz Rullo who was describing engineering concepts. So basically, you didn't have squishy human parts. You had rigid beams or rigid bars that were joined at axes that only moved one way, in one plane. And so a closed chain, a closed kinematic chain, was one in which movement of one segment allowed for completely predictable motion of the other segments. That is because it was constrained. So all of these segments constrained each other. It was limited, so the system could only move one way. That is a true closed kinematic chain. And then an open kinematic chain would be anything that has more freedom than that. Anything that has some variability, some room for variability. So if you add more joints, if you add more moving segments along the way, or if the individual segments can move in different planes, then you create an open kinematic chain situation. And our friend Aman is going to show us a little bit, maybe, with his cleverly made device here.
Yeah.
So we can talk more about it.
I was going to pull out the big points, but we're going to save it for, see, sir, you're pursuing a PhD. We are saving this for a special PhD.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. So anyway. So this is something I made yesterday. Asim just joined us, by the way. Asim's a great kabaddi player who's now practicing powerlifting, and he's going to become a great powerlifter. He just started, by the way. We were speaking about chains. I don't know if you saw the shenanigans I was doing with Asim there, but I have a super cool experiment with the door, which we can do with Asim. I think you know where I'm getting with this. To show how silly this categorization of open and closed chains truly is. Because at the end of the day, it's a silly categorization, okay? The fitness industry is kind of obsessed with, just labeling things, For example, oh, look, he's doing a conventional deadlift. Oh, that's a sumo deadlift. Oh, no, that's a hybrid, dude. He's not wide enough for a sumo. He's here. So that's hybrid. Oh, that's conventional. Oh, that's Romanian. Oh, that's Bulgarian. Where are the Norwegians and where are the Bayesians? Okay, so wait for it. Wait for it. The Bayesian deadlift is coming soon. Anyway, so what I constructed today, or rather yesterday, I sat and I thought about this. Okay, I sat and I thought about this, and I used to be like I was telling you guys. I used to be a crybaby in nursery. Why I was a crybaby was my teachers used to give me all kinds of toys to shut me up, but I'd be like, no, I want my mama, I want daddy, and I want to go home. I hate school. So they'd give me Play-Doh, they'd give me, God knows, like Barbie dolls, and I don't know, man. like a lot of stuff, like stuff like this is inertia, this kind of stuff. So a lot of stuff, a lot of toys. Okay, they even gave me a Captain America dumbbells, but nothing worked till one day I got this. Look at that, man. Dude, forget the Batmobile. That's the Bayesian mobile. And I started building them Bayesian mobiles. I'm an old school Bayesian, man. I started learning Bayesian kinematic. We can call it kinetic, right? Because kinetics causes kinematics. Hey, we can twist the rules here, okay? We've got a lot of leeway. We love dodging.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm a soccer player, man. I'm all about them step overs, okay? We love our dribbling. It's another thing that I'm a goalkeeper, but we still do them step overs, right? What else? Okay, we can try, right? No harm trying. So, yeah. So I remembered going back in time and actually building these chains. Mechanics, this is what my teachers gave me to shut me up. I'm like, awesome. I'm going to build myself a Ferrari. Okay, an American-made Ford Ferrari from the ISSN. I was like, cool, let's do that. And I'd play around with this all the time. I'd build a lot of stuff. So yesterday, what I did was, in order to explain what a true closed chain actually is, or rather a true constraint closed chain, I took 4 of these segments and we made a few joints, okay? We got these few joints here, okay? And we built what I believe is a closed chain, or more specifically, a constrained closed chain. Because movement at one joint is very accurately predicting what's happening at these other 3 joints. And I can do this in reverse, man. Okay, should have had longer segments here, but I'm like an outlier, right? I have like super long tibias and super short femurs, man. Such is life. So okay, so yeah, so if you'd like to comment on this, because this is what looks like a closed chain to me.
Yes. So that's a great simple example of one. So people should pay attention. No matter which segment you try to move, of course you need reaction forces and everything to anchor. If you push on one segment, the whole system is going to move the same way. Doesn't matter where you try to initiate the movement, the movement ends up being the same of the whole system. So if you rotate one of those joints a certain number of degrees, the other joints have to move a certain number of degrees to accommodate that. They can't get around that. They can't get away. There are not enough joints. Now, if you add a joint, so if you were to say disconnect that, if you were to open that up and then insert one more segment, so now you have 5 joints, then it would be somewhat open. It would be somewhat unconstrained because there's a little bit of option now. There's some variability room. But it just, it's a thing that we need to keep in mind. And this is one of the issues with calling any human exercise a closed chain exercise. There are practically no closed chains that we really deal with when we're talking about exercise with a whole body movement. There are a couple of like narrow, pretty close examples where we can get there, but most of the time, just because your foot is stuck on the ground, that does not make it a closed chain. Just because your foot is stuck on a platform doing a leg press, that does not make it closed chain. Just because you're moving, you're doing a bench press or you're doing a push-up, none of those things are closed chain, and it's a good thing that they're not. Because
so I like to butt in here, okay, for a second. I like to butt in. You made a great example. I think examples are a great way of kind of conceptualizing these concepts, conceptualizing these things, whatever they are, these chains. So you use the barbell back squat as an example, or any form of squat as an example, which a squat is generally assumed to be a closed chain, a closed kinetic chain exercise. What's the problem with that statement?
What's the problem with calling a squat a closed kinetic chain exercise? Well, It's not constrained. That is, you can't actually predict the motion of all of the joints. Now, you can make an estimate of some of the joints, but anybody who's cued a squat, and one of the first things that you tend to learn when you're talking about teaching people to squat is how they can shift forward or backwards. So they can change the emphasis. They can change how much they lean forward or sit up straight. To sit up straighter, so you take some of the stress off your back, maybe, you probably have to push your knees farther forward. In fact, you have to in most cases, unless you have some extra support somewhere. So you shift your knees forward. You bring your hips in a little bit, or you can shift your hips farther back. So now there's more torque on your lower back and your hips probably. And so the ability to do that means that you have movement variability. So the way you go up and down can vary. It doesn't look like that closed chain you created. It's much more variable than that. And that's not even saying, and that's just looking at sagittal plane motion. That's not talking about other planes. You can internally and externally rotate your hips. You can have a little bit of abduction and adduction. You have other stuff you can do. Your feet can roll in and out. So there's a ton of variation in that movement. So it is not a closed chain at all.
Yeah, basically there are a ton of different segments, and all of them want to, for some reason, participate. Like, okay, I just want this to be a closed chain exercise. And why does this guy, why does he have a will of its own? Why does he keep doing that all the time? Okay, I don't want him to do it. I want him to be closed. But he likes, okay, if these guys start dancing, this guy wants to participate for some odd reason. And yeah, even though this is a closed chain, which almost practically never exists in the human body, we've got a bunch of these guys, man, which want to oscillate back and
exactly. So you can, so you can create a nearly, let's call it a semi-closed chain. If you like lock your feet, you lock your knees, and you just sort of shift your hips side to side, you get something that maybe approximates that. There are a few ways you can get close to a closed chain, but even if you do that,
the good Bayesian, bad Bayesian example yesterday.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. We talked about that. People who weren't here yesterday, they got to miss that.
Last thing we want is to say, to genderize that, right? Especially in today's
No. So the point is, though, so you can maybe create a partial, say a closed chain in part of your body, but the rest of your body is still going to be doing other things. So then you have to go, well, there are other parts that are involved here. Maybe there's something happening with your neck. Maybe there's something happening with your arms and shoulders. So does that matter? Maybe it does. It depends, right? You have to decide on what you actually want to look at. How much of the body are you actually concerned about? Which is another problem when we have people who get distracted by motion, right? Which is, we can maybe get to later, but don't just get distracted by what's moving. You have to pay attention to what's not moving and why it's not moving. All of these things.
And so we can talk about this forever. Like chains by themselves, it's like a huge topic altogether. It's a huge can of worms. We can play with these toys all day, but right now I'm gifting this to Menno. I'm sending this to Norway. Looks nice, right? It looks like a Bayesian lollipop. He can enjoy it, okay?
Almost looks like a Bayesian arrow.
Yeah, Bayesian arrow, and look at that. Look at that. Ooh, look at that toy. Hamdi needs to pay me for my toys. Ooh. Ooh. So anyway.
So that's good.
So that's good. And I think we can kind of end chains on that note. I do like, I am a fan of examples. Even the squat is, for some people, okay, if you were to have this conversation with me, let's say 3-4 years ago, I'd be like, no, I still don't get it. So I think a very simple example would be perhaps doing a push-up against a door. And since I have Asim, I think it makes for a perfect experiment, because, come, Asim, say hi to sir. That's Jeffrey Futch, sir. Hi.
Hi there.
Okay, so we are going to get the door here, okay, and this is the experiment which we are going to conduct, okay. Conduct or compound. We're going to compound this experiment. Okay, we are compounding all sorts of experiments. So Asim, thanks for coming because as soon as Asim arrived, I kind of had this. Sorry. Okay, we are live. I'm sorry. Okay, you okay, Menno? It's okay. It's okay. Menno's doing fine. Okay, so okay. Now this is a door, obviously, but I want you to think about not forget that this is a door right now. Imagine that this is a wall. Okay, and the reason this is a wall, I'm going to do an incline push-up. Okay, I'm going to do something like an incline or wall-based push-up against this door, and Asim is going to ensure that that is not a door, it's a bloody wall, and it's not going to move. So I'll be doing my push-ups, but then things are going to change. So let me show you a closed chain exercise according to Menno Henselmans, and I guess the entire fitness industry, which does not understand chain mechanics, I guess they've now played with, yeah, like guys, Meccano, man, what the hell? Kindergarten, hello. So, okay, ready for that? Okay, so what we do, my incline push-ups. Oh, look at that closed chain. Okay, it's closed because the door is open. I'm trying so hard to close it. Okay, I'm not going to comment, but just pay attention. Okay, this is a rigid wall. It's a rigid wall. Were you able to see me there?
You were kind of on the edge of the frame, but I could see your hands.
Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm kind of pushing against this wall which Asim has created. Okay, this door has now become a rigid wall. No matter how hard I push against that door's not moving because Asim is holding it firmly. He's bench pressing that door, man. As I'm trying to push back against that door, Asim is ensuring that door does not move. So that is a closed chain. Now watch how things change. Just watch how we are going to open up that chain by just changing virtually almost nothing. Just check this out. And then think about why that even matters. Okay? इसको खोलूंगा, ठीक है? अभी मैं ऐसे धक्का दूंगा पुशअप की तरह इस मशीन को और ये बंद हो जाएगा दरवाजा, ठीक है? चलो, ठीक है? हाँ, पूरा बंद करना है. Watch this. Menno, we are creating a Bayesian machine for you. Check it out. All you need is a stupid door. Check this out. Oh, look at this open chain exercise. Oh, things became open. Woo! Even though the door is closed. The door closes, but that's an open chain exercise. Hooray!
All because the hands were moving. So that's a great point, right? That's a great point. So based on these very arbitrary rules that we have, or that people say, they will say it's open chain because the distal segment, so the hands in this case, they moved away from his body. But if you look at from the reference frame of the hands, maybe the hands stayed still and his body just moved towards the hands. Or the hand and door were moving together. So it all depends on just what your reference frame is. And I say that to make this point. The body doesn't necessarily care. What matters is the forces that the body is being exposed to. Yeah. And you cannot, open chain and closed chain does not tell you how hard the pecs are working. It does not tell you whether the triceps are turning on or turning off, whether the biceps and triceps have to co-contract together. It doesn't tell you how much coordination is needed necessarily. It doesn't tell you anything meaningful about the exercise at all. Exactly. And you know what we could do? We did it last time, but also illustrating how the forces, exactly, that idea of how the forces can change even when the movement doesn't.
I think to really simplify this concept, because the door wasn't clear, I think I'll just for Menno, because you're not supposed to cross the Bayesian equator. I have to, man. Okay, the Bayesian line. This is not supposed to be crossed, but just to mess around with Menno and hope that he, by some divine miracle, the Bayesian gods shine upon him and he accepts my debate. I promise I won't get Geoff Futch for the debate. I promise. It will just be me and my pink cap. Okay. Chill, man. So here's another example of a closed chain exercise. Okay, watch this closed chain exercise. This is all closed. Okay, even if I start getting all unstable, this is still closed. Woo! Look at that. Look at that closed chain exercise. And now replace that with one of those dip machines. Okay, you replace that with a dip machine. All you kinesiology buggers are going to be like, hooray, joint action is the same. Hooray. But why do you then categorize one as a closed chain and one as an open chain? Like, what's the point, guys? The point I'm trying to make here, we are trying to make here, is what's the point of the silly, childish categorization? Go and play Meccano, man, and figure this out. It's not that difficult.
And I think there's a good reason why people use those categorizations. And it is because it gives an air of authority. It gives people a sense of control, a sense of power, a sense of being competent and being an expert. And when you sound like an expert, people think you're an expert, people pay you more money. And maybe you feel better about yourself too. But that's not necessarily how the world really works. The world is not always sexy like that.
Exactly. That's such a great point, man. Our Indians who are going to watch this video, I'm going to make sure everyone in the evidence-based Indian fitness industry gets at least a glimpse of this video. They will appreciate what you just said, because sometimes I feel that some of these evidence-based exercise gurus, because that's who they are, the gurus, they're just a bunch of wannabe engineers, man. Okay, because where do these concepts come from? This chain mechanics, this is not new, man. People build cars. Okay,
basic engineering.
It's basic engineering. Then study your basic engineering, man. Evidence-based gurus. Stop that PubMed. These guys like to distribute PubMed the way I distribute caffeine. I'm distributing my caffeine strips. I'm giving you these caffeine strips. They're not mine. Unived, by the way. Amit Mehta OP. I'm distributing these caffeine strips. Come, it's a caffeine party. Take all my caffeine strips. Amit will send me more. I'll buy more. Okay? Yo, PubMed. PubMed? Oh, that's a hip thrust. That's a squat. That's a, what else do they do for the glutes? A leg press. Oh, did I just say that the leg press is a glute exercise? Woo. Okay. What the hell, man? Like, stop your PubMed. Okay? Evidence-based community. Hey. Okay? All PubMed truly is, and you know what? PubMed's kind of an insult to what these guys actually do with studies. I really like Google Scholar, because Google Scholar defines this PubMed game so accurately. All you guys truly are Google scholars from Google University, okay, who just went a step ahead of a Google search. Oh, we know a Google Scholar search because you spent 15 minutes extra and watched a stupid YouTube video. So now we can Google Scholar that shit. We don't just Google that shit, we Google Scholar that shit. And we are distributing PubMed studies. And by the way, people ask me this question all the time. Are PubMed studies reliable? Dude, PubMed is not a journal, man. Some of these guys, I'll show you. Kaizad Baba, I'll show you. I'll attach a screenshot. Kaizad Baba thinks PubMed is a journal. PubMed is one of the most reliable journals in the area of nutrition and exercise, man.
So you make a great,
Medical.
that's a great point right there. So this is an example of how, I want to say something, make it very clear. I have no problem with being evidence-based in principle. But the problem is that you have people who are trying to be evidence-based without understanding the evidence that they actually are looking at. And so they skip ahead because evidence is sexy, right? It's like saying Acme. You put that label on yourself or on your fitness practice, on your coaching, and it makes you sound awesome. And you wave papers in people's faces because it makes you seem smarter. But if you don't actually know what those papers mean, and if you don't know the limitations of that evidence, then you make a fool of yourself and you make things worse. And many people don't understand that PubMed, it's a means of searching for papers. You can find papers on it, but yeah, like we just said, it's not a journal. And you have to know what journal was it published in, what are the qualities of that particular paper. Saying, if you treat everything on PubMed like it is gospel, that's just like saying anything you find on Google is gospel. And that's obviously not the case. So you have to understand the evidence that you're looking at, and you have to understand your fundamentals to understand that evidence. So you have to know the basic physics, the engineering, the physiology, the logic. Those are things that you have to have in place before you should really spend a lot of time dealing with big piles of research papers and trying to throw them at people in debates. I also want to say one other thing here. Let's see, we had Shreddy Krueger showed up here and said, the ability, what did he say? The ability to impart knowledge in the simplest way possible is what makes someone a true expert in my eyes. I do appreciate that. You can define expert a few different ways, but I do think that people should try their best to understand something well enough that they can get the basic idea across fairly simply. Now, some concepts are complicated. I can't explain quantum mechanics to anybody simply. It just doesn't work that way. But you definitely can get better at it the more of an expert you are. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And see, okay, people are already pissed. So some of these smart bloggers in the evidence-based community, when they watch this, the first thought that's going to cross their mind is that we are a bunch of mechanics Nazis, okay? That's what he does. He plays around with his mechanics toys all day, okay? Inside, okay, in and out. Shout out to Lyle McDonald, buddy. You're going to love this toy, Lyle. But it is what it is. Okay.
Oh man, it's funny too.
I like Lyle.
Yeah.
Lyle's called me a lot of things. He's called me a sociopath, a psychopath, a terrorist because I wear this vest.
He's called me things too. He used to make fun of me because I used to have really long hair and now it's growing out again. He used to make fun of me for having a ponytail. He made fun of me for being locked in my ivory tower. He made fun of me for all kinds of things, which was funny, right? Because he made fun of me and then he blocked me so I couldn't respond to him. So I was like,
he does that all the time. I'm like, that's so gangster, Lyle.
Yeah, it's like a drive-by.
He does that all the time. He unblocked you so that he can call you a sociopath and a psychopath and a terrorist, and then you're like, let's go, Lyle. Let's get some more DMs.
And by the time you send your message, he's blocked you again. It's really funny.
He's like, he's a true troll, man. He's a true assassin. And
it's remarkable.
I'm a fan of Lyle, not for bodyrecomposition.com, okay? I've read Lyle's work, and Shreddy Krueger, by the way, that's Pranav Thakkar. I used to call him Pranav Kacker because he used to ask me all these difficult questions. So I'm like, this guy is definitely a Kacker. And he's like, dude, I'm Indian, man. I'm Kakkar, not Kacker. So it's fun Indian stuff. But smart guy, smart dude, plays some music, okay? Doesn't want to participate in the fitness industry for some reason. But he wants to ask me all these difficult questions. Okay, look at him unleashing all those Einstein quotes on us.
You just got to give your rates. Give your consultation rates.
Yeah, exactly.
You can ask me all the questions you want. Here's my price.
I'll tell you something. Okay? I'll tell you something. Can I just chip in really quickly?
Go ahead.
I've been consulting Geoffrey Futch for a long time. for a long time. I think we first had a consultation, what, 3-4 years ago? I hit you up.
It was a while back. You were one of the early ones for me.
Yeah.
I think.
Dude,
As a
first,
yeah.
come on, man. Wasn't I
It's either you or another guy. It's like there were a couple of you guys early that I was working
dude,
with.
we go back to the Sunit Sebastian days when you hooked, you, dude, you played leg extension with him. You played football with him, man. You played football with him
Well, and
because
Sunit,
yeah.
and Sunit was doing, I think, not exactly the same thing, but he was part of that same group of people who didn't understand chains, didn't understand, and would say, well, leg extensions are bad because they're open chain, and you should never do open chain. And
K11, man, that's it's the Kaiser Baba Kindergarten 11
yeah,
Fitness Academy. K11, that's where all these open and closed chains come from.
let me say something, by the way, and Aman and I have had a conversation about this privately, but I'm not in the business of bashing people, so I'm not going to say that Sunit is a bad guy. I'm not going to say that even Lyle is that bad of a guy. I've actually met him in person. I've met Lyle in person. He's really a pussycat. He's a nice guy in person. He's not confrontational like he is online.
He has to be a pussycat, okay?
A teddy bear.
No, pussycat. Come on. You know why it's a pussycat, okay? And I'm a fan of Lyle's second gig, not his first gig, his second gig.
Yeah, so I say all this to say I might criticize what a person is saying, but it doesn't mean I think they're necessarily a horrible person. It doesn't mean I necessarily think they're totally stupid either. It depends on the person. So I just want to put that out there before anybody thinks I'm attacking anyone. I care about the information, and I want to make everybody in this field better. I want to encourage anybody who watches this video, think a little more carefully, be a little more careful, spend your time, take your time practicing, reading, learning. Just pay attention to what's going on and make yourself and everybody else better.
Exactly. I need to chip in here because, you know, very soon after this conversation, people are going to think I'm the bomb for some reason. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm just a little boy. Okay, I'm not pursuing no PhD. I had a chance to pursue a PhD. You know my PhD story. I publicly shared my PhD story. I went running, man. Second day, I'm like, I'm out. I'm going and playing football. What the hell? I want to play football. I'm young and I need to play some football. My PhD does not let me play football. So, and listen, I've been wrong about a lot of things, man, and I still am wrong. Like right now, I'm going to make some blunders, okay? Maybe Sir Geoffrey Futch will make some blunders as well, and we will look back at this conversation perhaps 4 years.
Yeah.
Dude, really? Were we like doing that? We could have used that example instead. Why were we playing around with doors, man? Why? Okay.
Yeah, I might wake up tomorrow or next week or next month and go, we should have done this instead.
We should have done this.
That's okay. That's okay. And if I tell you, I want to say something else to anybody who watches this video. If you come up with a better example, if you have a better idea, if you think that there's something we should have said or that we were incorrect about, tell us. Tell us now, or if you see this later, tell us later, send us a message, do something. Let us know.
Yeah, go for it, man.
It's because, it's not about the ego. It's not about I'm the best in the world. It's about getting better.
Life is too short. Stop taking it so seriously. Why do you think I play with toys all the time and I'm playing football? Life's too short, man, to have these big fat egos. Okay? You'll never learn. Okay? If you have an ego, you'll never learn, man. Okay? Grab some toys, man. Go grab your old school textbooks. I keep frequently revisiting. If I want to learn about machines, see that right there? That's not a machine. We have to hide that. We do 1 RM, baby. Okay, I'm not showing this end cap because I've covered it with 1 RM. Silly things. Okay, but for example, this, okay, free weights, one of the things people dichotomizes free weights versus machines. This right here, this is no machine, man. I can play seesaw with it. Okay, I can take 1 J cup, set it in, and you know, Asim and me can play seesaw with it. We'll create a seesaw for you, man. We'll create a seesaw right here if you want. Yeah. But that's no machine. That's not a lever. What are levers, man? What are levers? Levers. We know pulleys because pulleys, baby. But what the hell is a lever?
Simple machines. You know where I learned what a lever was? Sixth grade, man. Sixth grade is where they taught us levers, dude. First class, second class. Yeah, seesaw, man. Come on, guys. Pull out the toys. Just pull out the toys, man. And take that ego aside. Because you
You
know
would
what?
be, yeah, you would be
Yeah.
amazed. You would be amazed. People would be amazed at how many things get simpler and clearer if they just dive into some basic physics, dive into that engineering a little bit. And if they're having trouble, find somebody to help them. Study together. Play with it.
Yeah.
Go to a community college if you have access, obviously. If you have access to a local school or something where you can just sign up for one class, take a statics class, take an engineering class, take a physics 101. If you haven't taken physics ever, or if you haven't taken it in a long time, go back and check it again. Look it up on YouTube. There are some great lectures, but
Yeah.
basic stuff. Learn those things. And then when you go back, you're going to see that even a lot of people in the industry who are way up here don't really know what they're talking about, and you will
Go.
know. So it'll be
Yeah.
better.
Evidence-based community who likes to hate on YouTube, okay, they are very happy. I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen so many times. You link them to a PubMed study, but a YouTube video, for some reason, may have incredibly coherent arguments, and there may be a gentleman like Sir Vivek of Gangas, who is an excellent physics teacher at Pace Academy in Pune. Sir Vivek of Gangas OP. He introduced me to H.C. Verma. He was after my bum since 11th grade. Dude, why are you like reading that book, that book? You want to understand exercise? He told me when I was 16, 17, dude, you really want to understand exercises? Understand H.C. Verma, man. I'm going to bring H.C. Verma when I leave you with this. But the point I'm trying to make is, evidence-based community. Calm down, man. Calm down. Just because I shared a YouTube video of a physics lecture does not make me a physics Nazi. That does not mean that I'm on this side of the spectrum. That does not mean that it's all about Newton's laws and it's all about my theories. And if I share quantum mechanics with you tomorrow, that I've discovered like quantum bodybuilding. I'm not going to come up with quantum bodybuilding and mess around with you guys.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, theories are important, but empirical evidence matters too. Okay, it does, and we like both, man. Because I think I don't know where I heard this from, but I think you can theorize a lot, but at the end of the day, what happens in the real world? Like you can make a great theory for gravity, pulling this up, but empirically, if this guy wants to keep falling down, okay, hello, Jussie. Jussie did not know this, by the way. Jussie from Fikr did not know this when I asked him this question. Vivek of Gangas asked him that question. He asked him, what's the direction of gravity? And he's like, anyway. So, okay, what I'm trying to say is, this is an experiment, a real world experiment. These experiments matter. And that's how we develop theories, from empirical evidence. We observe and then we develop theories. Calm down, man. We like both. We love our experiments, man. What are we doing? We're experimenting. We're coming up with these experiments and we are adding support to our theory. You don't like it? Comment or join us live on video. Or join me after Geoff Futch goes away. Okay, when he goes to sleep, then join me.
Yeah, I can go get back to bed. Oh man.
I'll call you now. I have your phone number. I'll be like, dude, wait a second. I need to hit the bathroom very quickly. Hey, Geoff, I'm stuck. There's like this evidence-based guy. He's here with all the PubMeds, man.
I'm gonna be getting calls in the middle of the night.
Yeah, too bad, dude.
But yeah.
You can come to India. This is going to stop. Look at how bright it is over here.
Yeah. Well, I look forward to it. I do look forward to being able to come out at some point. Oh, I wanted to also make another point. Shreddy Cougar said something else about Lyle there. Not that it's about Lyle, but I wanted to say this. Just said, you know, Lyle's just a keyboard warrior who's really smart when it comes to nutrition and dismissive of everyone else. I want to make a point about that, not about Lyle specifically, but about people in general. We all have concepts or subjects that we get really attached to, and it is very easy to think that the other subjects don't matter or other people don't matter. So just use that as a caution to you. Try to catch yourself if you start doing that, right? Anybody out there who sees this video, if you find yourself thinking that your little corner of the universe is the only important place, check your ego, take a big step back, and recognize there's other stuff. I'm not as much of an expert on certain things as I am on other things. That doesn't mean those other things aren't important. For example, I don't know as much about psychology. I know it a little bit, but I don't know as much about psychology as I do about biomechanics. That doesn't mean I think psychology is unimportant, right? And I'm not going to be dismissive of people who are experts or who are experienced in those other areas. So that's just a point of caution for all of you. Just try to be better about that. Let's see. Gopi said, Geoff, curious to know what are the topics you'll be discussing on this line. Oh, well, we went through a bunch of stuff already. We talked about kinetic or kinematic chains, talked about how forces can dictate motion. We didn't do the push-up thing. I don't know if you want to do that real quick before we finish. But yeah, so you'll see that. That's going to be a great one for you to see, for everybody here to see. It's a fantastic way of thinking about how forces can change even though the exercise looks the same.
So we'll take a step back from that example. Okay.
Yes.
I just want to end this whole evidence-based spectrum discussion with one simple thing. I don't want Menno to stop writing. I don't want whoever we find next to stop writing or go away. We don't want people like this to go away. Like, I feel angry sometimes, okay? You may see me get all emotional. I'll be like, what the hell, man? This is all malpractice. These people deserve to go away. But come on, okay? Your heart's in the right place, and we make mistakes sometimes. Try not to make big mistakes, okay? Try not to kill someone, Menno Henselmans. No ketogenic diets for cancer patients, please. Okay? Not like blanketly, at least. Try not to play doctor if you're not a Doc Duggal. I'm not a doctor as well. Sorry. Cancel. Okay. But now they're going to hate me for saying cancel. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, we don't want you to go away. We don't want anyone to go away because A, I'll get bored if you guys go away. What am I going to do then? Who am I going to target? Okay. And B, one
we'll
fine
just have
day.
to do a lot of judo.
Yeah. And one fine day, I want to piss off a true American gangster, the Godfather himself. What if I piss him off? Look at that eyebrow, man. Dude, come on, dude. Don't do that to me, dude. Ooh. Okay, sorry. Look at me. You just made Bane John Cena, dude. Look at me, my fruit pebbles. Anyway, so thanks, guys. So yeah, I'd love to get an American ass whooping. Call me and whoop my ass, and I'll be happy. I'll be like, whoa, I learned something new.
Well, I'm sure we're gonna keep working. I'll keep working with you, and we're gonna have some more conversations, and we'll see what happens, you know. But this right here is good stuff. It is good to explore these things, to share them with other people. It's all great. Oh, Gopi also asked, speaking of YouTube, what are some of your educational YouTube channels you enjoy? Okay, I don't follow a lot of YouTube channels that are fitness related. Just like the same reason I don't listen to a lot of fitness podcasts or read other people's fitness books. I do fundamental science stuff. I kind of teach myself mostly.
I'll just get my HC1 textbook.
Yeah, sure. Most of the stuff I watch on YouTube is it's mostly educational on other things. So channels like Vsauce, like PBS Space Time, talking about space and physics. Veritasium is another one. Some of the really, really big ones. There are others that involve space, like Astrum. There's one called SEA. Probably some others. Isaac Arthur, it's a futurism channel. So it's all stuff that allows me to think about space and futurism and technology and things like that. So it's not really as related to fitness or exercise science or even biomechanics specifically. It's just general science stuff. Because something about me, my first major in college, in university, was physics. So I still love that kind of stuff. So I follow a lot of channels on that kind of stuff. And outside of that, I have some channels on like music theory and reaction videos and coaches and stuff like that for like vocalism and other things.
Can I like really quickly just butt in? Okay,
Yeah.
listen. You know the reason. I'll tell you another dirty trick which these evidence-based gurus like to play. They like to play the charisma and authority card. Okay, dude, come on, man. Okay, you guys who study Jung and Freud and those soft sciences in psychology. Okay, they're not soft. Some of them are well established. Sorry. Okay, calm down. Calm down. I'm not saying. I'm not making that argument that, oh, this is better than this, right? Listen, we have what we have, okay, and we need to work with what we have. What I'm trying to say is, watch out for people who play this authoritative game, who type in absolutes, sometimes in very well disguised absolutes, well disguised claims, Bayesian claims. Be very careful of these people, because they do that for a reason. If you were to actually meet Menno Henselmans, he's a really sweet dude, man. He's not like how he types. Okay, he's a sweetheart. He'll have an okay. Maybe sir does not agree, but that's what I've heard. Okay, okay. He's like a sweetheart, and he speaks to you well, and he kind of smiles every now and then. But on social media, it's like this authority, baby. Bayesian starts. Calm down, man. Calm down. The reason Jeffrey Futch isn't viewed as an authority: A, he's a troublemaker. B, he's a gangster. C, he's a godfather. And D, he's himself, man. He's himself. Like, he's going to tell you what's happening in his life, okay? If he's not feeling too well, he'll tell you. If he's going judo practice, he'll tell you. If he wants to play the guitar, he'll tell you. And you know what happens when you do that? When you start showing people real life, because you see this glamorous gym of mine. Wait till I show you my kitchen, man. Wait till you see the kitchen. People are like, "Woo, look at this gym." And then you enter my kitchen and my office, and you see my portable mirrors like falling left, right, and center. And you see books which have like, which the cover looks like this, by the way. I didn't do this, okay? I didn't do this, okay? I promise. You'll be like, dude, this content creator, he's a phony, because he got himself a Samsung phone, but he's still using a Chinese power bank. Come on, man. Yeah, that's
Sometimes
reality.
that happens. Yeah, and that's okay. Yeah, so it's just and you know why I'm myself. It's just because, mostly because I don't have the energy to put up the act. I don't have the energy to fake it. It's exhausting to put up a front, you know. So because I don't have all the caffeine and the sugar that you have. I need to get more.
Yeah, let me say.
But yeah, just just being genuine, and we're not always going to agree, and that's okay. But just just be open, be honest, and do the best you can. Be genuine, have some integrity, and see where that takes you. It's not sexy. It doesn't sell the same way, but I sleep well at night.
Yeah. Exactly, man. You don't need to stick by your guns. You know, when that blunder happened last night, where I was like, man, we lost the video. I promised Jeffrey Futch that it's going to be 10 minutes long, and I got him for like a 90-minute football game. And now that video is gone, Geoff is gone. People will never think of me as evidence-based ever again. Dude, I got you because you're a nice guy, and I wanted to show people that, yeah, I'm all dark and everything, but I've got a heart as well, man. Look at this flappy cap of mine. So I'm like, come on, man, come on. I know Jeffrey Futch. If I know Jeffrey Futch, Jeffrey Futch will give me the femur, man, if I mess around. I don't mess around so much.
Where's the femur? Do I have it? Oh, here's the femur right here. The big one.
Ooh. Ooh. Look at that, man. Look at my shield, my Bayesian shield. Anyway, so the Bayesian shield here. Bayesian starts.
That's anyway, why you wear it. That's why you wear it.
Of course, man. Who wants to get a femur here? Anywhere else is fine, but this muscle is super important. Hey, wait, that's not a muscle. Only skeletal muscle is a muscle, right? Yeah.
Right.
We'll touch on cardio in a bit. If anyone has cardio questions, drop them below. If anyone knows Menno's take on cardio, stretching, we've got an exercise physiologist in the building, man. Drop them below. That's not me, by the way. That's him. Anyway, I want to very quickly, hey, before we touch on HC Verma, I'm a stalker, man. Okay? So I'll tell you what happened, okay? I think you've got an idea of what I'm about to show first. So when I came across Geoffrey Futch and I saw him playing football with Sunit Sebastian, go check out those comments, man. I'm going to share those comments because the other guys chipped in as well, the evidence-based guys. But that's the day I found Geoffrey Futch and I warned Sunit. I told him, listen, if you go leg extension, if you start that exercise graveyard series, okay, if you go Kaizad Kapadia, an American gangster is going to come. And there you were, playing football. And I remember your profile picture. Man, my memory, man. I remember everything. Don't mess with me because I remember everything. And Sunit Sebastian, you need to pay me. Okay, buddy, he still owes me 45K. I want that money back, but I will get it myself. My followers, please do not go hunting Sunit's bomb. Okay, no, that's not nice. Okay, those are personal stories. I'll share that with you in the personal DMs, but so doesn't know. But I see this gentleman, okay, Geoffrey Futch, with his locks open. Like this.
Oh yeah, it was me. Actually, I still have that book. It's right here. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it was this book right here. Let's see if I can pull it out.
Look at this.
Yeah, it was this book right here.
Exactly.
And function. I still have it. Still use it.
Exactly. And the thing was, yep. I'm such a wannabe. I got this book, and Sir doesn't even know that this is the book I got. Not because of RTS. Hello, it's because of Geoffrey Futch. Dude, we can't afford hard copies. Okay, hello. Okay,
you know, what edition is that though? Is that the second?
The very first edition.
Nice.
And you know how much I paid for this? Yeah. Dude, this is like rare. Okay, this is vintage stuff. This is the
It's
first
hard to
edition.
get those. Yeah, and actually, some people think that the earlier editions are better than the one that I have here. This is the 5th edition right here.
Can you see that?
I can't quite read it. Nice.
Yeah, I guess you got some of that, right?
Yeah.
It's 1983, like about 9 years before I was born. So I'll tell you the reason. There were two reasons why I picked this up. One is, as soon as I started stalking Geoffrey Futch, I got to know about RTS, and maybe Geoffrey Futch one day for some reason may join me in having a discussion about RTS and gurus and double standards and all of that, because I have some strong opinions about the RTS, which I've already shared, because the RTS is already in India. And these guys go about creating exercises and they disregard something which I'm not a big fan of. So, okay, maybe I'll discuss that with Geoff Futch. Maybe I'll be by myself. So I saw a few things, okay. Firstly, I saw that hard copy. Listen, I wanted a profile picture. We're going, hey, this is a nice profile picture, isn't it? Okay, so I wanted a hard copy. I was tired reading soft copies on my phone, okay. Don't ask me how I got those soft copies. Do not, that's a question you cannot ask me, Pranav Kakkar. Sorry. So, okay, so I wanted a photo like this. I wanted a hard copy. And Tom said that the first and second edition are better. I'm like, hooray, I'll go grab the first edition. And I don't know, sir, if you're aware, but America has like this awesome website called Abe Books. Are you aware of Abe?
Yes, known about them for a long time.
I got this from Abe. $4 shipped to India.
That's crazy.
Check it out. It's still on Abe. You probably get it for $1.99 shipped to your address. I paid another $2 to get this shipped to India. It's a second hand, obviously, second, third hand. I think it was in some library. Someone's already like, highlighted. Yeah. This is not me, okay? If this was my book, it would be all different colors, like all the different colors. This is just one. So, a cool book, okay, cool book. But I feel that before you read this book, I strongly feel you need to pick this one up. Okay, H.C. Verma. Okay,
Concepts of
and
physics.
yeah, you should check this out. You'll really like this. Okay, you'll really appreciate this. That's him, by the way, gangster. Now you know why I cut this out. I didn't, by the way. I will see the name of this is another second hand. This is another stolen book. This is Anuj Chetwani. People know Anuj. He's another powerlifter. 74 kg, placed fourth in nationals. Great guy, awesome guy. So I feel before people start reading joint structure and function, there's a bit of physics, okay, there. Some introductory physics, and people think it's all about the momentums. Oh, we've learned how to draw these, okay, in one specific plane. So hooray, man, hooray to biomechanics. Okay, we understand biomechanics, no exercise mechanics, but this is the good stuff, man. You see, this is not a thick book, but he covers a lot, man. Okay. Okay, so it starts with dimensions. Wait, can I flip my camera and make this like even better? Oh goodness, I can't. I'm sorry. Okay. Can you see that?
I can't read it, but I can see it.
So I'll read it for you. So chapter 1 is an introduction where they touch on dimensions. Okay. Chapter 2 is physics and maths. Okay, that's where scalars and vectors are introduced. And he's swift, okay? He does this quickly. From chapter 12 to chapter 29, he covers all of vectors. And like, there are gangster examples here. There are problems here which I still struggle to solve. You'll love this book. Then there's rest and motion, kinematics. Hello, kinematic chains. Okay. Then he obviously gets to the kinetics, the forces. There's Newton's laws. There's friction, which we are going to talk about very soon. Circular motion. I wonder how he defines torque. I'd be very interested to revisit that. Rotational force. You know, that's one of the things which I keep explaining to people. Tangents, force is like always in a straight line. That's a thing which, you know, puzzles a lot of people. They see a fan spinning around an axis. They're like, oh, rotational force. No. Menno.
Yeah,
wrong.
Yeah. It's rather interesting. Start putting those vectors on there and kind of confusing people.
Yeah. Work and energy, center of mass, rotational mechanics, gravitation. And then we got like, okay, we got simple harmonic motion. Maybe you need to know that also. But honestly, if you kind of stop at rotational mechanics chapter 10, okay, and you need to know other stuff, okay, like fluid mechanics. If you want to get an understanding of exercise physiology, you want to become close to an American gangster who understands exercise physiology and fluid mechanics, then yeah, fluid mechanics is important. Okay, there's a lot of there's physics in the physiology. I love that in the HPA core, man. We're going to talk about HPA. We need to talk about HPA because, man, that's like you combine concepts of physics, joint structure and function, and then you add HPA on top of that. Oh my goodness, you become dangerous. Where does all this confidence come from? Where do you think all this confidence comes from? I go 7-up popping, man. Alex, we had our poppy. Dude, we need to do the beer thing with Alex, dude. Dude, you got beer? Look at this fizzy beverage, dude. 7-up, baby. What, Alex? He's bathing in beer all the time. Let me go deadlift Alex. And the bar he's lifting. Okay, okay, so
you're out of control, man. You're crazy.
It's 7-up, man. We are 7-up. Come on, man. Take one back. Hey, Menno, I'm challenging Menno to take the limit factor back. Take it, man. It's limits. Come on, dude. Stats, dude. Or at least take compoundedness back. You're supposed to be a good accountant and know your compound interest, buddy. Come on, dude. Make us pay you some compound interest.
There it is.
So yeah, these are textbooks, and these textbooks really open your eyes. One of the things, I had a tutoring call in the morning. Amreen, what's up? She's watching. She might ask you a lot of questions, by the way. You need to like scroll up and see, like people have probably asked you some interesting questions.
I've been
Um,
checking a few. I think I've caught most of them.
there's a question which just showed up, by the way. Okay, Geoff, just joining in, curious to know what are the topics you'll be discussing. Oh, that's an old one.
Yeah.
My Samsung phone is slow, man. Anyway,
Yeah, I've been
so
following them.
yeah, one of the reasons why I think textbooks are nice. Okay, textbooks make mistakes all the time. This first edition went to the second and third, and now Sir Geoffrey Futch, I believe you have the sixth or the fifth.
Fifth here. And the interesting thing is that sometimes when books get updated, sometimes they correct actual errors, and sometimes they just choose to change how they explain certain things to make them easier to follow. And sometimes when they do that, it actually, maybe they oversimplify certain things, which is, I think,
Yeah.
why Tom was recommending the first two editions of that book, because there are some simplifications in the later editions and some possible misconceptions, but the pictures are so pretty. So, you know, you always have a trade-off there. But yes, they do get updated. Oh, and I think there's a question. Said you may have a question. Well, what kind of question do you have? Let us know while I'm still
Yeah,
here. I'll have to go
yeah.
soon, but
But the
let
thing
me
is,
know what your
no,
question is.
the thing is, see, the reason I'm all gangster on social media is because social media is where you have all these John Cena's, man. When I get into academia, when I go and dude, we are so hey, firstly some gratitude, man. Gratitude and credit where credit is due. Internet OP, man. Google OP, Sundar Pichai, OP. Dude, because of this stupid phone, okay, today, I'm able to get in touch. Because of Google, I can find Geoffrey Futch. Because of Google, I can find HPA Core. I can also find Alex Viada and his stupid beer popping videos. Okay. Google, man. Google. Come on, man.
Be
YouTube,
nice, man. Alex is my friend.
Hey, hey, hey.
We know we're just
Alex,
playing. We're just
listen
playing.
to
It's
me.
fine.
Listen to me. A big reason as to why I joined HPA was because Geoff was teaching. I'm like, dude, this guy's only teaching at university. I'm going to have to go to university to learn from him now. Oh, HPA is here. And dude,
Yeah.
it's underpriced, man. There's a secret. Okay, fine. I'm going to unleash a secret. You guys took more money from your founding students, and now it's underpriced, man. Now everyone can get in there. Everyone's going to come and pick your brain. What the hell, man? I'm like, what? I don't even want to tell people how much it's priced because these guys have like this 7-Up. This is cheaper, dude, than what Geoff and Alex take. See, Alex, listen, buddy. Okay, I joined HPA Core because of Geoff and Geoff alone. Okay, I noticed that Alex was also there. Okay, there's another special Alex inside here, by the way. We'll talk about him some other time. But Alex, I've grown to like you, man. I love that beer popping which you do. Go check out Alex's deadlift videos, and then watch me build a drone. Okay, I'm going to come in my Bayesian drone, Alex, and I'm going to lift you and that stupid bar you're lifting. Woohoo! We Bayesians can do it all, buddy. Because we got the Bayesian starts on our side. What you gonna do, Alex? What you gonna do?
Let me let me address this question here that came up. She said, how effective is resistance training on unstable surfaces? All right, I'm going to give the quick answer, which is that generally, if your goal of resistance training is to get stronger, just to be able to output a lot more force, you typically want to be on a more stable surface. So compared to a stable surface, it's probably not as effective. You're going to be spending more of your attention, more of your focus, trying just to balance on whatever that surface is, trying to keep yourself from getting hurt. So you will almost certainly not be able to create as much concentrated, direct, what do I want to say? Generate as much force with the muscles that you're probably trying to make stronger. With that being said, if you have a reason to be on an unstable surface, because you operate on that. Maybe you work on an unstable surface, or you compete in a sport where you actually are going to be slipping around, or you're going to be on something wobbly. Maybe it makes sense. But
Yeah, exactly.
generally speaking, if you're just trying to build additional muscle for hypertrophy, or if you're trying to get stronger because you want to have a bigger bench press, or you want to just feel stronger in general, you should probably keep it stable.
Yeah,
You probably operate for the most part on stable surfaces, so I would keep most of the training there.
exactly. You see how I say exactly all the time, and so Jeffrey Futch, he uses the word probably. Okay, we'll visit the Bayesian line if we have to. The it depends line. Okay, people think the it depends line is like right in the center. Okay, if we start going towards Newton's laws, they'll be like, no, come back to it depends. It doesn't work like that. But
Mm.
listen. This whole idea. Fun fact. Omreen and me discussed this today morning. We discussed stable and unstable surfaces, and I spoke briefly about, I'm so inspired by Tom and his trademarks. I'm like, I need to start trademarking my own concepts, man, my own phrases. Flexible morality, trademarked Aman Duggal. What else, man? No, you give that to Menno. What else? Myth busting wannabes. Okay, dude, what the hell, man? Okay, BCAs are all bad. Hey, it depends. Come back to it depends. No, why? In that case, you guys just want to like dump it in the toilet. You guys, you need to check out his Facebook, his Instagram. Like, take the BCAs, just dump them in the toilet. Doesn't matter if you're a vegan, a plant-based dude like me. Still, just dump them in the toilet, dude. You don't need no BCAs. And unstable surface training, I find that ironic that these guys go assassinating unstable surface training. Hello, you guys miss your unstable surfaces so much that that even though you want to be on a stable surface, you want to make it unstable, man. Okay? Like when you want to keep your center of mass over your base of support, ooh, you're not stabilizing nothing. Okay? When you're doing your monkey chin-ups, Menno? Oh, sorry, Bayesian chin-ups. Bayesian chin-ups. You do no stability required whatsoever. When you're doing a bench press, dumbbell bench press, okay, we know barbells are all bad unless you have a tsunami bar. I got that from Geoff Futch. Geoff Futch unleashed the tsunami bar on Bayesian bodybuilding. That's him. That's him right there. He showed it to me. He showed it to me, man. There's a little troll inside Jeffrey Futch. He's just too nice and he controls it. Okay. Did you notice the language he used, right? Probably, it depends. Okay. So I like set these little traps and I'm like, exactly, man. That's what it is. So what I'm trying to say is I need my caffeine, man. I forgot what I was trying to say.
Well, I got another question I can take here.
Yeah, go.
So how is the yearly HBA membership different from the HBA core program? Okay. We started off with the HPA core. We started off with just a course. Alex Beata and I put a course together for a lot of fundamentals that we thought all fitness and coaching professionals should know. And we sold some of that and we tried to get that out there, and then eventually we decided that it would make more sense since he was also putting out content. I was occasionally writing blogs. He was putting out videos. I would sometimes put out videos for other places. We decided, why not put all of our stuff in one place and the course? So the HPA membership now, the website we have now, when you get the full membership, that is the premium membership, you get access for a much lower fee just every month to the core course. So we have that course there, but in addition, we have things like new vignette videos, Q&A videos, summaries from what Alex does on his Instagram every week. There are blogs that are free to the public that I write every week typically. There's also a discussion forum that I help to manage, I help to run. That might be my favorite feature because anybody who's a member gets to bug me and just ask me questions and ask Alex questions, and we just have the conversation. But there's a whole bunch of stuff. So it's the core course plus a bunch of other things. It's all in one place, and people can access it for much less than the total price of the course originally.
I'll tell you where I got my first bamboo stick. I got my first bamboo stick at HPA Core from Geoff Futch himself, okay? And he's so nice, he did not even address it directly to me. He could have, but I'm like a little comment hawker, man. I like, okay, I'm in my Batmobile and I quietly like just watch. So many of us, we just like to watch, right? I hate comments, man. The reason, now you know, right? Now you know the reason why I hate comments and I love debates, dude. I hate typing. This is like, hate that. But anyway, so a gangster move. I'm going to share a gangster move which Jeffrey Futch pulled off when, not me. Luckily, it wasn't me who asked that question because, hey, anyone can ask questions, okay? Then there's nothing like
Absolutely.
a stupid question. Look at me fooling around because we want you to ask questions. So, a fellow student at HPA Core asked an awesome question about how do you target the various segments of the chest or the, sorry, pec major, or can we just say chest? Because like pec major and chest is the same thing, right?
Sure, yeah. Some people say so. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, just like the spine and the back are the same thing, just like the shoulder and the delts are the same thing.
It works.
Okay,
I'll allow it.
thank you. You're getting Bayesian, dude. I like that. Bayesian stuff. Okay, for those of you who are like, hey, sometimes you know what happens. The scrolling kind of goes overhead. You're kidding. Okay, it's nice to be specific. A delt's a delt. Okay, better. And you can call it a shoulder as long as it's used in the right context. Okay, you can call this structure a shoulder, this entire structure. It's okay sometimes to say that. It's easy if you're communicating it with a client, you haven't been a coach. It's okay. Calling this a front shoulder is not that bad, okay? It depends on the context of the. Dude, I need to stop talking to you because I'm saying a lot of it depends. I'm coming back. Dude,
It's my job. I'm the one who's supposed to say that, right?
yeah, what the hell, man? I'm doing this Bayesian starts, and now you're pulling me to the Bayesian equator. What the hell, dude?
I'm deliriously tired, so I'm gonna get weird, you know.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to share a Geoff Futch story. Then we're going to briefly touch on forces, push-up friction thingy, and then we're going to let Geoff go. I'll quickly break down. We'll make 5 minutes work of strength curves, and guys, wait for micro loadability, man, because I've got socks, and we are going to celebrate Christmas early. Christmas came early, man, thanks to Menno Henselmans. So look at this. What does this remind you of, Menno? Okay, I know it's like yellow and red, and that's because it's springtime. Okay, buddy, wait for December, and this is going to be green, and we're going to have a lot of red-nosed reindeers come, and it's going to be party anyway. It's party every day. So check out this gangster move. So I knew, okay, that the pec major is a fan-shaped muscle, and I also knew that in order to train the various segments, okay, like people like saying clavicular head, middle chest, sternocostal head, okay. Some are like, okay, there's no middle chest, it's like lower and upper, okay. These are kind of things which, you know, are there, okay, in the anatomy and physiology world, okay. Anatomical position, you remember that one, right? So these are things which, you know, labels, they're there, okay. Now what do we do? So, and they affect us. They affected me. I was like, okay, if I want to target these upper pecs, I need to do incline presses. And if I need to target these lower press, the low pecs, declines, and maybe some Bayesian hugs, if you want to target those center, those equator fibers, right? So anyway, as I'm reading Geoff's awesome response, which was in a video, by the way. You need to pull out that video and put it up on Judo, Geoff, man. See if you can. Oh my God!
I might be able to find it.
Yeah. If you don't, can I like grab it and like endorse it on my page?
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Maybe. Okay, we'll exchange and figure that out. Maybe, let's see. But it was so awesome. He shared. So I was always of the opinion that the fibers which directly oppose
okay, which directly oppose, they will, so for example, if I want to give someone a hug, if I want to perform a pec deck, these fibers, which are directly in line with my humerus right now, they're in the best position to contract. And because they're in the best position to contract, they're in the best position to participate. And because they're in the best position to participate, they're in the best position to get stimulated and in turn hypertrophy or whatever your goal is, okay? In comes Geoff Futch, and as I'm reading, I'm like, yeah, I know that. And then he says something which blows my mind, man. He's like, just because these guys are participating in the tug of war, these guys right here, which, okay, let's say I would do something like a slightly lower pec fly. These guys right here are also participating in the tug of war. Yeah, they are pulling in that direction. Okay, and these guys are pulling in this direction, and this direction, and this direction, and this direction. And that fan-shaped muscle is pulling on that humerus. Okay, it's pulling on that humerus from all these different directions. And the net effect of that, the resultant of all those vectors, is this. That doesn't mean that these fibers aren't participating, and that does not mean that those fibers aren't working harder. Dude, okay, listen, if I want to pull this guy, okay, if I want to push this guy inside, it makes sense for me to push in this direction, right? But if I start getting all gangsta and I'm like, hey, I'm going to pull in this direction, it's still going to go. Look, it still goes, but it's difficult, right? Like if I have to push in this direction, it becomes difficult. So listen, these guys are pulling. Those guys are also pulling. And it's not that they are pulling less. They may be pulling just as much or perhaps more. And they may be getting a beautiful stimulus, man, which we may be ignoring.
Yep. And that's talking about within a certain muscle, and you can take that same logic and expand it to other muscles too, like other muscles that also are controlling, that are around that joint. And so you cannot just look at the muscles that look like they are obviously going to oppose the resistance. You need to consider all of the muscles that in any way affect that joint. And furthermore, you may have muscles that are only having to get involved at all because some of those other fibers pull at an angle. So if you have a muscle that pulls directly, but then you also have something that pulls from above, well, now suddenly, because you have that vertical component, now you have to have something else to counter it from the other side. And so that's why sometimes you may be doing a movement that goes this way, but you feel it all over. If you do, it could be because of that. It could be because you have a whole bunch of muscles that all need to participate just to keep the joint stable.
Yeah. Look at this, man. If I'm performing a pec fly, okay, look at me. Look how flexible I am, Menno. Okay, if I'm performing a pec fly right now, okay, look at that. Okay, what do you think this is working, guys? Is it just working the pecs when I'm in this position? Okay, there's an isometric contraction happening. Here to Bayesians, isometric contraction happening here. A pec fly, just because something is dynamically contracting, there's another guy isometrically contracting. Look at those biceps grow, man. Look at that pump. But no, a pec deck is clearly not an exercise for the biceps, because that's how we learn stupid kinesiology.
Yeah,
Okay?
and it's a funny thing. Now we talked about empirical evidence before. There is some empirical evidence suggesting that certain types of movements seem to elicit more EMG activity from, say, the biceps brachii than others. So if you're moving, because the biceps does cross the shoulder. Both heads do cross the shoulder, right? So we have to think about that. They attach to different places, but they do both cross the shoulder. And so you have a situation where it's going to be involved somewhat. It does help to flex the shoulder and whatnot. Maybe it's not going to be super active, but you can poke your biceps and feel it. You can feel that there's something going on there. And so there is some amount of dynamic contraction occurring in that muscle. Just because we call it a pec fly does not mean the pec is the only thing involved.
It's late where you're at, but that just reminded me of our discussion on reciprocal inhibition and dynamic co-contraction, and we went all nerdy there. He did, I didn't, man. I got bored. Okay, so I think in order to truly understand this, I'll just use a very simple example. We'll touch on friction very quickly, and then we'll let Sir Geoffrey Futch sleep because it's super late. Okay, luckily it's Sunday tomorrow, so I hope you can get some good rest tomorrow.
I will try.
Okay, so I'll start. Usually we start with the opposite. So because we are all about opposing people, I'm going to start with the tricep. No, sorry. I'm just going to start with a movement, and I want everyone to pay attention and tell me what this is. Okay, let me get in the frame, man. Okay, watch me. Okay, this is movement number 1. Okay, and let me show you a very similar movement with a different apparatus. Okay, now most people watching would be like, yeah dude, like whatever, band triceps push down and hammer curl. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Because if I wasn't holding those dumbbells and I didn't have that band around me, just looking, okay, look at this. Get rid of the modality right now and just look at this. Okay, this, if you can't see the band and if you can't see the dumbbell, and if you just look at joint actions, that's not going to tell you anything, man. You're going to miss the point. This is what's going to happen if you just look at joint actions.
And you can do this with all kinds of exercises.
Yeah.
What is this? What am I doing right now?
Oh, is that a shoulder press or a lat pull down? Or... No, man. You're just hitting on Batman right now. Stop it.
And
it's
same
like
thing here, right? What is this?
Oh,
what am I doing?
I remember that Bayesian hug. Oh no, or is that a Bayesian red and fiber? I'm confused, man.
Right. Yeah. Oh, we got another question here. So, could be a curl or an extension. It all depends on where the resistance is applied. Exactly. Exactly. So, you have a resistance that you're overcoming that can be imposed upon you by the apparatus, by the cable, by the dumbbell, by the ground, which brings us to another thing. You can influence the resistance yourself.
Wow, now this is super cool. Okay, I'm not even going to say what it is. We come back to it. See, you can see Captain America, right? You can see Captain America. You can see this band. Shout out to this band, Decathlon. But sometimes you can't see things. You can't see things. So Geoffrey Futch is going to ask me to do 3 very different kinds of push-ups. Okay? Watch me do them and try and find the modality now. Okay?
Now notice, okay, so his hands are not going to move. His feet are not going to move. So hands and feet are going to stay in the same position the whole time. First one, just do a normal push-up. Just go down and push yourself back up. All right. Now, we're going to change it. Try to squeeze the ground in as you go down. Right? Okay. And now one more, and you have to be careful with this one. Make sure your hands don't slip. Try to push your hands apart, like you're spreading the ground apart.
Whoa.
Those are 3 completely different exercises, 3 completely different experiences. But I challenge anybody who was watching that video, if they didn't know what I was telling him, to spot a big difference between those 3 exercises. They were all closed chain, right?
All closed chain, all with the same action and the same modality. The only thing which I was resisting was my body weight and this stupid vest. And everything looked exactly the same. But you know what happened there? You know what happened, everyone? John Cena's back. You can see me. My name is not John Cena. My name is Friction, baby.
Friction. So yes, that question we just got, are we talking about direction of force applied? Yes, we're talking about direction of a very specific force. As Aman tries to bring his hands in, the ground is stopping him. So when he pushes in, there is the resultant force changes because the friction force pushes in the opposite direction, pushes out. And that increases the demands on these guys in the front of the shoulder. Friction.
Yeah.
And you can do the same thing on a barbell. You can do the same thing on all kinds of implements. I encourage you to explore it. But yes, he's just changing how he intends to push. So he pushes in or he pushes out. You can also push up and down. You can do all kinds of stuff. And the movement will look almost exactly the same, but the forces will be very different.
Yeah. See, that's why you guys, before you guys even start reading anatomy, maybe, okay, fine, anatomy is like a little geography. But check this out, man. Chapter 6, friction. And I'll be honest, okay, This is one chapter which bugged me, okay. So, till chapter 5, I was like, yeah. And then I read chapter 6, friction. I'm like, I just can't get it, man. What is FS and what is FK? And JFK, no, not that. Okay, so all of those weird thoughts started crossing my head. And it took me a while, man. It really took me a while. It's not till I started thinking of friction in something which interested me, like exercise, like a push-up, for example, like a barbell bench press. Hello, a barbell bench press is another great example, right? People think dumbbells and barbells, as long as the joint action is the same, everything is the same. Hello, go. Lyle McDonald will drop some lube on his hands and he'll perform a barbell bench press for you on a smooth bar, no knurling whatsoever. Watch Lyle go like that. Lyle's going to go like that. And why is he going to go like that? Why? Because friction, things want to slide, man. Lyle knows all about sliding into those DMs. Lyle McDonald.
So yes, so friction is always going to be a concern when we're talking about body weight. If we had more time, maybe another day, if we were talking about wall sits, for example, you have to understand friction to know why your quads work a certain way with a wall sit. When you're doing anything weight bearing, when you're pushing on a bar, anytime, we rely on friction. Whether we're aware of it or not, it's there and it matters. So this is just one of a million ways.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Lyle would call it the sliding filament theory. Oh, God.
My goodness, man. Who's that gangster? That's Pranav Kakkar. Shreddy Kruger?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shreddy is shredding that shredded by, oh no, it's not shredded by science. Which article is that, man? Shredded something, shredded science, something like that, right?
Yeah, there is a shredded by science, but you know what you should do, Shreddy Kruger? You should check out the HPA course where I actually did a special lecture series on the history of the sliding filament theory. It's 3 lectures.
Gangster lecture, 3 gangster lectures.
It gets deep. It gets deep, but yeah.
It gets super deep, Lyle McDonald. Now listen to me. There's something for everyone to learn, okay? And there are different ways everyone learns. Hit up Jeffrey Futch. All these John Cena, all these things, we learned them from America, man, from watching WWE. So we are going to figure out ways to teach you, Okay, no problem, man. Everyone has their own pace at which they learn. Man, before I even picked this up, I had to go back to ninth grade, man, to find some. I didn't understand first. Here's a confession. Okay? First, second, and third class levels, man. That seesaw thingy, that had me confused. Those
Yeah.
FA, MA, LA, whatever that was. And sometimes I need to revisit. Sometimes we get so obsessed with moment arms, we forget those other arms, and we need to revisit our ninth standard textbooks. Chuck the ego, man, and start learning. Start having fun, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Play with
And so
it,
much.
goof off with it, have fun with it, see what happens.
Exactly.
Oh man. Oh, you're going to join the course? Good stuff. Good stuff. I look forward to seeing you there. And bring your friends. Tell all your friends to sign up.
Hey, if you want to see me troll Jeffrey Futch, then you know where to find me now. Okay?
Yeah.
Because after this is over, I haven't slept in 7 days, man. After this is over, I'm taking a 2-day vacation, sleeping, and not Netflix and chilling because I've got a lot of HPA to catch up on. Because if I don't do the HPA, if I'm not subscribed, eventually someone's going to catch up to me and expose my BS. Okay, someone's going to see right through these goggles which I wear. Hey, we are in HPA, dude. Come on, man. Hey, I know Alex is your friend. I was just messing with him. Hey, Alex, keep that going, man. We're just messing with you. Come on, man. It's just fun trolling. Can't you guys take a joke? Come on, America.
Yeah, so it'll be good. By the way, if anybody, on a serious note, if anybody's interested in the course, you can look up my profile. My link tree is in my Instagram profile. You can find it right there, HPA Educational Portal. But if for whatever reason you can't, send me a DM. I'll give you the link directly. And if you have questions, you can ask me those too. But I wanted to just say that real quick. And again, and Aman, thank you for, for the fun times and the endorsement and everything.
I just wasted your time, man. You could be reading, or rather revisiting neuromechanics of human movement. Okay, those gangster textbooks. Wait, as I conclude this video, I'm going to probably show all my textbooks. I showed a couple. But towards the end, if you aren't feeling sleepy, hang out on live. Just see what I'm doing. I'm going to goof off now. I'm going to make short work of that strength and resistance curve rubbish. I'm not even going to read. And then we're going to poke some fun at micro-loadability. We're going to go 7 up. And once we're 7 up, we're going to party, man. So watch out party, because I've got all my textbooks. And they're in my bedroom, Lyle McDonald. My textbooks are in my bedroom. Where are you, Lyle?
Maybe he's in his bedroom with his dogs.
No comment. No comment.
Oh, I had to say it. I'm sorry.
You have to. He's sliding into your DMs and then blocking you.
Oh man. Oh, that last comment. Oh my.
Why can't I see the comments? What the hell?
I'm not repeating it. You can read it if you want.
Menno stick. Pranav Kakar, save this for the Alpha Joji group. Okay, we got an Alpha Joji group where we allow these types of comments. Dude, don't join HPA.
Let's be nice. Let's be nice.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Dude, the femur is coming for you. Okay, if you pull this stunt off at HPA, the femur is coming for you, and then I don't know where Alex is going to come running from. Okay, Alex is going to wear his high altitude mask, and he's going to come running.
Alex is a scary guy, man. He's a big scary man.
Yeah, he's a big man in spite of doing all that cardio, Menno Henselmans. I'm confused.
Somehow he hasn't shriveled up. Oh, and thank you. I hope we brought some value, and I don't know if I want to call myself an expert, but I do try. So thank you for the compliment.
Expert, not expert. Godfather, little boy. Fan. I'm a fan, man. I'm HPA Jeffrey Futch fan. That's who I am. So thank you so much.
I appreciate
Please have a good night's rest.
Yeah, I need to get some rest.
Geoff,
I need to go pass out.
Go, Geoff Futch.
Thank you for having me, and you guys finish up, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Yes.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye. So I'll share something funny. Okay, you can hang in there if you want to. Okay, no, Judo Jeff's left. Amreen, we discussed a lot of things, man. Spoke about a lot of things which we just discussed in the morning. So funny thing is, the live commentary which got deleted yesterday, I'm going to make sure it doesn't today. Will try my best to not goof this up. But one of the comments was so gangster. It was one gentleman came in there and he's like, "You're Conor McGregor," he points to me. "Geoff is John Kavanagh, and you guys aren't here to take part. You guys are here to take over." I'm like, "No, man. I don't want to take over. Who wants to take over and lead this evidence-based, confused community in the right direction? Screw them. Let them figure it out themselves, okay? Hey, Menno, I'm not teaching you no physics, okay, buddy? Unless you pay me premium dollar. The millions and the millions that you earn, I want a piece of that pie, dude. If you want me to leave you alone and you don't want me to shred another stupid article of yours, hafta, baby. My Indians know what hafta is. Where do you think, how do you think I afford this vest and these Captain America dumbbells? Hafta. Vasuli, baby. Asim bhi has raha hai, yaar. And Asim doesn't even speak English. Okay? So, Shreddy Kruger. Who wants to see Shreddy Kruger and me shred some articles, man? Woo! Shreddy Kruger. Check this out. Which article did we shred? I'm so sorry, man. What's the name of this website again? It's not Shredded by Science. I'm so sorry, Luke Johnson. It's definitely not Shredded by Science. Okay, my battery is running low, but I'll show you very quickly. It's Simply Shredded, okay? Stupid website. It's on Simply Shredded and T Nation. That tells you all you need to know about this website. And look who's on the cover of the 7 Principles of Exercise Selection. Sorry, the 7 Gospels of Exercise Selection by Menno Henselmans. This dude, featured athlete Chris Gethin. Okay, you guys don't even need to read his articles, man. Just look at his featured athletes. Does this remind you of someone? एक पल का जीना फिर तो है जाना तोहफा क्या लेके चाहिए दिल ये बताना. Featured athlete Chris Gethin, Hrithik Roshan's coach, DTP, not DP Lyle McDonald, DTP, dramatic transformation principle. Or is it drastic transformation principle? I'll tell you what it actually is. Dodgy transformation principle. Dummy transformation principle. Stop making a dummy of yourself by following dummies, man. And you're looking at one right here. Stop following dummies and start following some gangsters, man. Look at that. Look at that, man. HC Verma OP. HC Verma OP. Oh, we are coming for Stronger by Science. We will come for Stronger by Science. Greg Knuckles, what's up, buddy? What's up, Greg? Hey, Greg, you're safe right now because you're friends with someone I deeply respect. Eric Hems OP. I like him, okay? So, behave yourself, okay? Don't drop into my comments like Mike is to tell. Okay, if you sneakily drop into my Facebook post like Mike is to tell, and you like Menno Henselmans' comment, guess what's going to happen? Guess where you guys are going to find yourself? My car trash bin. Check it out, man. Woo! It's full, and you don't know why it's full. Look at these guys right here. Look at these guys. Who do we have? Look at this guy. Oh, can you read? Okay, it's in pretty bad state, but that's Alex Leaf for you guys. Alex Leaf. Hey, come on, man. Alex. No one sees you, buddy. Alex Leaf. Okay, screw this guy. Who the fuck is that guy? What the fuck is OP, man? OP is overpowered, buddy. Overpowered. On point. On point. Amit Mehta. Your caffeine's on point. It's overpowering this live stream, dude. We are concluding this trilogy with a Bayesian starts. What a guys! Come on, man. Get on live stream with me right now, Amit Mehta, and let's do some Bayesian starts. Geoff Futch is not here, so we can go all goofy. Okay? Someone viewed your profile recently. What the hell? Truecaller, get out, man, Truecaller. Okay? Look at this. Menno Henselmans, okay? Menno Henselmans, hashtag, just got a Bayesian ass whooping. You asked for it, buddy. I told you to apologize. You should have just said sorry to Sohi and Amanda. No. Look what I did to you, man. I shredded your simply shredded article. And look what you did. Because of you, Menno, your fault, buddy. Look who we are going after next. Mike Israel, RPhD. What the fuck is an RPhD, man? Get a real PhD, RP. Hey, do something about it, man. Renaissance periodization, you guys are rich. You have friends in India, right? You have friends who live next door, man. What you gonna do, man? You do fuck all is what you're gonna do, because you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that stupid book, that Scientific Principles of Strength Training. Okay? And then I'm gonna take a stupid book. No, there are stupid YouTube videos. Okay? Where you're sitting like this with your buddy Revive Stronger, Stephen Hall. Okay? Hi, I'm Stephen Hall. I'm a Mike Israel fan. Yay, I'm a politician. No, I'm a wannabe politician. Dude, Stephen, you know who you remind me of? You remind me of Pappu, man. You know who Pappu is in India? Bloody Pappu, dude. That's all you are. You're a fanboy. You're a wannabe fanboy who's trying to learn from his fathers, okay? Dude, you need to get the wrong daddy. Not that stupid Mike Israel. Hi, I'm Mike Israel. Hey guys, I'm Mike Israel. What's up? Okay, I just got back from jiu-jitsu practice, and I'm all about the logic and argumentation. Okay, because if you want to be a politician, a nutrition and exercise politician, and an RPhD, then you need to understand your logic and argumentation. So I have like a free YouTube video with Stephen Hall, or is it on my stupid RP channel, where I teach everything about logic and argumentation. I teach them logical fallacies, those cognitive dissonances, those cognitive biases, all of those problems which I deeply suffer from. And you know what else I suffer from? I don't understand exercise, and I barely understand nutrition. Watch it. Watch this gentleman on your screen, this little boy from India of all places. We Indians are so underrated till we buy Google. Sundar Pichai OP. Woo! Menno, when you go Google Scholar, when you go all Google Scholar and say, oh, Bayesian starts, where do you find Google Scholar, man? You find them because Sundar Pichai is the original Google Scholar. Elon Musk, I have a client who works in your company, man. I have a client who works in your company. Us Indians run Tesla, baby. Wait till we get the Model 3 here. I'm still not going to buy your Model 3. I can afford your Model 3, but I won't buy it, man, because you got better things to do, like the Tata Nexon EV, baby. When you got Tata Nexon EV, which is like a fraction of what the Model 3 costs, why am I going to buy your stupid Elon Musky ass, dude? I've had enough of that Musk. No more Musk for me. Okay? Dude, stop messing with engineers. Okay? And engineers, come out of your shell, okay? Just because you don't exercise and Mike Israel does some bicep curls, RP bicep curls, and he looks all big, doesn't mean he understands exercise. Mike Israel is just as much of a dummy, if not a bigger, a more hypertrophy dummy then Menno Henselmans. Watch me. Watch. See, Geoff's going to have enough, okay? If Geoff continues doing these live streams with me and wasting his time because he's got better things to do, if Geoff continues doing this, he's going to have problems there, man. So I'm not going to we're not going to have Geoff cameos all the time, okay? Maybe a little bit in the DMs back and forth. I love sliding to Geoff's DMs, man, like Lyle McDonald does, okay? Kurkure OP, baby. Kurkure OP. So, guys, really quick tip. Come, let me show you my textbooks. Okay. Menno, you have to make the climb, buddy. But that pit is so deep. You need to keep digging and try to find the core, buddy. Get to your stupid Bayesian line, that Bayesian equator, whatever. Start digging, dude. You don't climb. Okay. When we say Bayesian starts, who's coming? Who's coming? Who's coming to do the Bayesian chant with me? Okay? It's like Bayesian starts, Bayesian starts. Come, man. Come, I'll introduce you to some gangsters, man. Come. Check this out. Okay? Check this out. Now I'll get to the comments, man. Hey, MI, save us, okay? Whoo! Lyle McDonald. Okay. Menno, if you don't want to debate me, maybe a game of chess, perhaps. You're champion, right? Blame Rachit Dua, okay? He told me that you play chess, and I got a chessboard and a chess clock for you. I'll blitz your bum, dude. Menno, dude, you can't win. I'm not a bully, okay? But for your Bayesian ass, I'm going to make an exception. I'm going to bully you, dude. I'm going to send you toys. And once I'm done with Mike Israel, I'm going to come hunting for your cardio ass again. Okay? Look at this, man. Okay? We unboxed the little guy from Menno. We made him a little Bayesian lollipop. Look at that, man. How pretty is that? Woohoo! Okay? Okay? Amit, look at me, man. Oh, man. Sorry, man. Sorry. What's going to happen if you let me buy all your caffeine? Dude, people in Pune are going to go crazy, dude. Start sending caffeine elsewhere, dude. Look at me go all crazy. Okay? Look at this. Look at this gangster. Look at this gangster. Amit, you're against signature products, right? Dude, this is self-promotion, man. Amit, what the hell, dude? Come on, man. Who's run? I thought it was Uniway, and now you see Amit Mehta. Hey, I'm messing with you. I love this, man. Look at that. 25 grams of high GI cocaine, 16 grams of low GI cocaine, and 100 mg of caffeine. The only thing missing, dude, is a little spice, right? Good. Cocaine, spice. Now, where's my caffeine? And everything nice. Look at them Captain America dumbbells. Glucon D OP. Amit, when your gels get over and I take your caffeine and Glucon D, I combine the two. Oh man. Check this out. Hey, so much for micro loadability. Hello, yo. Look at this micro loading. Okay, guys, those of you who are reading Menno's article, okay, send this to him. Oh, look at that. Oh, Lyle McDonald is proud. Aren't you, Lyle? Lyle, you need to pay me, man. Menno's made a lot of fun of Lyle McDonald, and look what I did. I just took Menno Henselmans and I gave him not the bamboo stick, but the barbell. Look at that barbell. Look how thick that shaft is. Woohoo! Okay? Woo! That's gnarled, man. Hey, Menno. Stop spinning, Menno. See, Menno, this is how you microload everything.
Just because you don't have dumbbells which increase in 500 gram increments doesn't mean we don't have them either. Okay, check this out. I'll one up you there. Amit, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, but sometimes we have to make a point. Okay? Okay, you want to micro load on both sides? Get a sock, man. Go buy some socks from Uniwave and micro load this barbell. Look at me. Okay? Look at that micro loadability. Look at that micro loadability. Okay? All I need is a stocking. And yeah, now you put some Bayesian stones. Okay? And now you can micro load. Of course you can, can't you? Look at that, man. What does that look like, huh? Lyle McDonald knows. Ooh, look at that slide all the way in. Look at micro loadability. See, I'm micro loading right then. When you're done, you can just slide it off. That's the cool part about micro loading. Hey, micro loading, man. Someone saying, wait for it, man. Hey, how did you like that micro loading lesson? Come on, man. Micro loading OP. Menno says that there are some exercises which can be micro loaded and some can't. Dude, if you celebrate Christmas and you have stockings and you got vests, dude, get creative, man. Start creating things. Okay, असीम कैसे हो यार? आपको मैं क्या बोलता हूँ, जब आप 1 kg से वजन नहीं बढ़ाते हो, बढ़ा सकते हो, जब आप पावर लिफ्टिंग करते हो, हम पीरियडाइजेशन फॉलो करते हैं, नहीं करते हैं ना? ठीक है, फालतू में क्यों पीरियडाइजेशन करने का? ये लोगों को पीरियडाइजेशन ना, ये गोरों को ना पीरियडाइजेशन बहुत पसंद है. मैं भी गोरा हूं पर हंसो मत मेरे पे, ठीक है? ये गोरों को पीरियडाइजेशन इतना पसंद है, जब भी वो 5 kg से वजन नहीं बढ़ा सकते ना, फंस जाते. हम क्या करते हैं जब 5 kg से वजन नहीं बढ़ा सकते? 0.1 0.5 यार, 0 कुछ भी कर सकते हैं यार. हम 0.1 कर सकते हैं, 0.5 कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, है ना? एक साली जराब चाहिए यार, उसकी जराब लो, पत्थर भरो उसमें. क्या यार, पानी की बैग लो यार. होली आ रही है यार, होली आ रही है. रुको, इसके ऊपर आ रहा हूँ असीम मैम. ये क्या है यार, आप पावर लिफ्टर होके साला शर्ट पैंट पहन के आए हो? गर्मी नहीं लग रही है आपको? थोड़ा वर्कआउट कर लो यार, करो ना, वार्म अप करो. ऊपर बाथरूम है, चेंज कर लो. मैं आऊंगा ही नहीं जब तक आप वार्म अप नहीं करोगे. चलो वार्म अप शुरू करो, गाने बजाओ. रुको, हम बजाते हैं. गाइस, look what's going to happen. Okay, hey, I'm going to get to the questions. Look at my bedroom. Lyle McDonald can't beat my bedroom. Woo! Concepts of physics too. Guys, sorry, man. People keep sending me photocopies of your stupid textbook. Oh my God, dear K11 student. Oh my God, Kaizad, I don't want to do this, man. Oh, I don't want to do this. Anatomy, physiology. He says physics here somewhere. Guys, screenshot this. Start recording. Start reading and recording very carefully. Ooh. There must be a valid scientific reason. Where's the physics? Okay, I'm missing it. Oh my God. Oh my God, he says physics. Execution of exercises is based on the laws of the purest of the sciences. The purest of the sciences, the physics, right over there, man. Kaizad knows so much physics, man. Kulin sir, Rana sir, that's how Kaizad passed the NSCS. Oh, he didn't. Oh, the irony, man, on the first page. Woohoo. Hey, screw this guy. Now that's better, isn't it? Check out my reference book, man. Check out my reference book. This is 5 books in one. Okay, look how thick that bad boy is. Okay, diseases and disorders, differential diagnosis,
clinical algorithms. Those of you who want to become like a wannabe doctor like me and want to analyze your laboratory tests and interpretation of results, pick up a book like this, man. Okay. Then there are some stupid books which people keep sending me. Okay, parkour strength training. I don't like this book a lot. Complete calisthenics. Stupid books. Okay. Sundar Pichai OP. Google baby. Okay. Dictionary OP. Menno, you need to pick up the dictionary, buddy. Oh, that's not a book. Sorry. Menno, I'm sending you this, okay, with your Bayesian lollipop. Okay, we read Treasure Island sometimes. Frankenstein. Okay, I didn't say it. Okay, Jeffrey Futch said it. Okay, Dracula. Okay, you notice, right? I don't really read books because they're in crisp condition. Woo-hoo! Review of medical physiology. I'm a wannabe doctor. Whew. Check this out. Nutrition and metabolism. Guys, get these. Look at this gangster. William Blackwell, man. Look at all these authors. We've got another McDonald in the building. Okay. That's my mom, by the way. I steal all her books. That's not Dr. Doc Duggal. That's my mom. So I steal all her books. Hey, hide that. Haminder won't like it. Okay. Haven't read. Have to read. Someone sent it. Gift. Okay, guys. Just gift me stuff, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, this is part 2. Wait a second. War of the Worlds. Scarlet Letter. Okay. Check out my collection. Menno. This is the book Menno read, okay? How to read a paper. He learned it from Trisha. The irony, man. So he learned it from a woman. He's making fun of women. Okay. Oh, what else? Memory of Tomorrow. We got some magazines. Menno, this is where you need to go, man. Go back to Business Eye. Dude, what are you doing in the fitness industry? Ooh, look at that go. Ah. Harry Potter OP. Ooh, guys, study the physics, the chemistry, the bunch of other stuff, okay? Hey, enough is enough, man. What, I'm going to go Saket. I saw that Saket likes solving Rubik's Cubes. Okay, Saket and Aryan, I'm going to learn, man. Where is my Rubik's Cube? Saket and... Jeez, man, I'm dropping everything. Saket and Aryan, you guys think you guys think you're smart because you're from Japan? And you guys like Rubik's Cube? Watch out, man. Watch out. Guys, who's got questions? I'm taking questions. Okay, let's see. Anyone's got questions? Or do you want to see Menno in his element? Geoff Futch OP. Geoff Futch, man. Shabhati Anuj, Shreddy Kruger. Man, so many people. That's so cool. Sagar Oja Show. I hope I wasn't in front of Kale. Vivek Baptist. What's up, man? Where are your bros? Bira fits in the building. Oh man, Amreen Chadda is having a good time because Amreen and me have been discussing so many things. Guys, be careful of Amreen Chadda, man. I gave her H.C. Verma now, and you know what H.C. Verma is, by the way? It's only the beginning. That's what's scary. If you can become so gangster by just studying H.C. Verma, imagine what happens when you start studying the neuromechanics of human movement. Oh my goodness. UFC, I know. Okay. Look at this guy. Who wants to see a video on Martin McDonald? This guy, Revive Stronger, this evidence-based ass kisser, wants to see me on Revive Stronger. I've been hunting these guys. Where do you think I find these evidence-based dummies? Okay. Mac Nutrition, right? Mac Nutrition, my ass. I used to recommend Mac Nutrition once upon a time, but this guy right here is another monkey. Dude, stop trying to play bald with me, man. Wait till I show you my shiny bald head, Martin McDonald. What you gonna do, Martin? Check this out. The Climb, Dark Knight, I messed it up, sorry. Okay, check this out. We're gonna try again. We're gonna try again. Check this out. The Climb, Dark Knight Rises. Oh man, I messed it up. I get like, oh, check it out. We had to have an Indian, right? Now remember, this is Menno, this is Alex, and watch out for Mike. Look at Mike. Okay? Check this out. Check this out.
50% off on our collection of sweets. Order on the Sweetie app.
Oh, look at Menno go. That's Mike. Menno.
I saw. It's ready to escape my mind.
Come. Let's go, Mike. Menno's coming for me. Let's go, Menno. Make the climb, buddy. Bayesian starts. Bayesian starts. Come on, Menno. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. That's Alex team. Let's go. Woo-hoo! Oh no, Menno. I'm sorry, buddy. Sorry. That's Borga. Borga for Gally. Hey, wake up, Menno. Come on, Bayesian. Come on, Mike. What do you have to say? Don't fear the physics, Menno. Make the climb. Make the climb, Menno. How? As the child did. As the child did. This child. Without PubMed. Without the Bayesian stats. Let's see. Let's see Menno go now. That's it. Come on, Alex. Behave yourself now. Look at Menno. He's figured it out now. Rise, Menno. Bayesian starts. Every hands up. Come on, man. Let's cheer Menno. Let's cheer Menno. Go, Mike Israel. Go, Menno. Let's go. Look at you, man. You got fans, Menno. Climb. ISSN. That's Douglas Calman right there. Jose Antonio. Jussie is in the building. Mike Israel. Come on. Hey. Bayesian starts. Bayesian starts. All those PubMed studies have left you. What the fuck? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. PubMed has left the building and no one sent Menno the HC Verma. You're not letting Menno go, man. Menno, you stay there and you keep digging, okay, buddy? I'm not letting you go. Not that easy. Asim, shuru ho jao yaar. Pankha chalu karna hai, karo. Okay. Freddy Krueger, Mr. Pranav Kakkar. Are you happy now? I asked you a question regarding this exact video 5 years ago. Which video, man? Bayesian starts that one? Bayesian start. Look what Anish Manohar got me, man. असी मैं थोड़ा आराम कर रहा हूँ, थोड़ी सी बातचीत कर रहा हूँ सबसे, ठीक है? मेरा वाईफाई मत वापरो यार, वाईफाई मत वापरो यार, करो ना वर्कआउट करो, ठीक है? Someone saying I sometimes do pull-ups with 2 vests. That's microloading for lats. Oh man, so good, man. Especially if you got like the VIP Frenchy vests, you can like microload by, because you know these guys right here, they don't weigh anything. Feathers, man. Especially when Bane's wearing them, right? Here comes the pain. Here comes the pain. Send me Uniwave products. My address is Antila House, Mumbai. Someone's saying, I told you, send me your address. Amit Mehta, you need to get on Instagram, dude. Wasting your time. Amreen Chadda, what's up? Does anyone have questions for me? He's a biohacker now. He's gonna outlive us all, man. Oh, of course he is, man. Amen. See you guys in there. Good night, Geoff. Thank you, experts. So much value. No, man. Amreen, we just had fun. Bayesian joke. Menno sticks to missionary goes doggy style. Sudaja yaar, Pranav Kakkar, aise nahi yaar. See, then that starts hurting, dude. Menno's going to go cry. Okay? Douglas already told me that he's crying. Don't make him cry so much, dude. It's going to affect him personally, dude, some of this. Menno, just say sorry, to Sohi and Amanda. I promise I won't break down your cardio with you. I'm a problem, man. I'm sorry, okay? I'm a little boy, notorious little boy who wants to have fun. Let's go, Asim. Come on, Asim. Qasim Asim. Who wants to see a video on Qasim? Not Asim. Qasim Hansen, N1 education. What the fuck is N1? I'm Geoff. Joining your HPA course quite more than I've talked. Aman prepared him for pestering Pranav. Dude, we're going to Shreddy Krueger, man, HPA. Watch us pester. Dude, I'll tell you what. Pranav, here's the plan, okay? The plan is control, yaar, Asim. Kya kar rahe ho? Control karo, yaar. The plan is you ask Alex all the physics questions. Okay, so address all those exercise physiology physics questions to Alex, and I'm going to ask Geoff how to pop beer, dude, and deadlift, because Geoff loves the deadlifts. Oh damn, friction. Oh man, are we talking about direction of force applied? Yes, Amreen is smart. I like Amreen a lot. She's Menno, learn. Okay, you can learn from us Punjabis. Could be a curl or an extension, all depends. Yes, bugging is on a shift. No. I'm on to Geoff. Yeah, man, go bug him, dude. Bug him so that he joins the dark side. He's too nice. Someone wants to join me. Let's go, Mohit. Who else is joining me, man? Let's end things on a good note, right? Wait, let me quickly check my battery. We've got battery. We got battery. Let's go, man. We got more plus. What's your answer?
सिंगल्स को डबल्स भी ले रहे हैं और यदि वो
Oh
आप
my
लाइफ
goodness.
को दबा बना सके
What is score?
और एक खड़ा गेंद और सही अंजाम दिशाहीन गेंद सेक्शन के बाहर
Mohit will end up trolling us. Hey, Mohit. Mohit.
इस्तेमाल कर रहे
अभी
हैं
एक काम कर.
ग्राउंड 10 का
Mohit.
यहाँ
हम भी लगाएंगे. Mohit.
Watch it, bro. Watch it.
I'm going to. What's the score like?
230 out of 4.
And how many overs?
34 overs.
8. Whoa! That's India batting.
Yeah.
Hey, more.
Rishabh Pant is on fire, man.
Oh, dude. I want fire. Look at that fire,
Please
dude.
watch it. Please watch it.
Dude, check this fire out.
Oh,
Tony Stark's dead. Sorry, America. Iron Man देखते हो? Iron Man नहीं तो भेजी थी.
yeah.
Okay, Mohit. Thanks a lot.
Please, sir.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Stay. I'm good. Hey, Mohit Virendra OP.
Yeah.
Because he saved me from going out. He's staying in India, man. Let's go Disney Plus. Okay, what? Let's go.
Sir, do me a favor, sir.
Tell me.
सर आप यश शर्मा सर को बोलोगे आई एम बिग फैन सर